Modern chronic stress operates as an active biological hijack, aggressively redirecting the human body into visceral fat storage. Cortisol functions as the master regulator of metabolic survival, governing how the body utilizes and distributes energy across nearly every tissue. When the environment bombards the body with continuous, low-grade danger signals, this survival mechanism locks the system out of fat-burning mode. To conserve energy for these perceived ongoing threats, an elevated endocrine state takes critical cellular repair mechanisms offline. Traditional, effort-based weight loss often fails because it does not address this underlying endocrine reality. A broken cortisol rhythm cannot be out-exercised or starved into submission. Standard thermodynamic weight loss models, relying strictly on calories in versus calories out, fail when they encounter active hormonal blockades. Forcing a strict caloric deficit on a dysregulated system can be interpreted by the body as a severe secondary stressor, which compounds the metabolic panic. This flowchart illustrates the mechanism. Elevated cortisol possesses a systemic override command over normal cellular energy processing. Instead of proceeding into fat burning, circulating energy is rerouted and deposited directly into localized visceral storage depots. These invisible internal blockades manifest externally as stubborn, localized abdominal weight gain. Pervasive brain fog and memory lapses often emerge alongside this metabolic stall, showing how the dysregulated stress response impacts cognitive function. Attempting to manage weight without first disarming the underlying cortisol baseline is a biological dead end. At the center of this process is the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal, or HPA axis. It functions as an internal sensor network, constantly reading the environment for survival threats. This graph models how the HPA system is designed to operate on a predictable 24-hour diurnal rhythm. The rhythm naturally peaks in the morning. This intentional hormonal spike is what drives physiological wakefulness. A decline throughout the day is required for the nervous system to transition back into cellular repair mode. Continuous digital connectivity and blue light exposure act as a circadian mismatch, interrupting this necessary decline. Over time, constant environmental inputs force the once healthy rhythm to distort and elevate into a chaotic, chronic high state. Environmental toxins and systemic inflammation from ultra-processed diets function as secondary danger signals, compounding the burden on the HPA axis. The combination of digital, dietary, and environmental inputs traps the HPA network in a state of permanent metabolic panic. To understand the fallout, we must shift from the brain's systemic network down to the membrane of a single human cell. During an acute threat, cortisol floods the bloodstream with glucose for immediate emergency energy. Under chronic stress, this unending flood of glucose overwhelms the cell's natural receiving mechanisms. This leads to systemic insulin resistance, a pathological state where the cell shuts its doors to survive the deluge. The mechanical breakdown occurs as insulin receptors are continuously bombarded, eventually becoming physically unresponsive to incoming hormonal signals. In response to this cellular shutdown, the pancreas enters overdrive, attempting to pump out even more insulin to force the glucose inside. These massive insulin spikes create a direct cyclical correlation with further systemic inflammation. The result is a state where cells are essentially starving while drowning in an ocean of unused energy. Cellular insulin resistance is the biological mechanism that translates chronic environmental stress into inescapable weight gain. Clinical professionals in 2026 no longer guess at the severity of this metabolic stress. They measure the exact biochemical fallout. Salivary cortisol testing is used to capture the free, biologically active hormones circulating in the body. This chart contrasts a healthy physiological free cortisol baseline against a high red-zoned bar representing a dysregulated assay. For a complete picture, 24-hour urine analysis calculates total daily cortisol output, revealing the overall adrenal burden. Comprehensive blood panels track the secondary downstream damage, isolating specific insulin and thyroid markers. These objective diagnostics move weight management into the realm of precise, targeted endocrinology. Recovery begins with the clinical downregulation of the entire nervous system. Consistent sleep-wake schedules serve as the physiological foundation for restoring the diurnal rhythm. Nature therapy and targeted breathwork are now utilized as clinical-grade interventions to downregulate the nervous system. These specific practices actively intercept and cancel the danger signals being sent to the HPA axis. Behavioral and lifestyle alignment is the prerequisite foundation. Optimal biochemistry cannot take hold in an environment that is still blaring chronic alarm bells. Once the signals are quieted, targeted nutritional biochemistry is required to repair the damaged cortisol response. Chronic stress rapidly depletes micronutrients. Replenishing magnesium, vitamins B5 and B6, and vitamin C is essential to rebuilding the adrenal system. Adaptogens, specifically ashwagandha, serve as cellular tools that help the body continuously modulate and balance cortisol over time. The Slenderize weight management system is a comprehensive, whole-body protocol designed to combine this targeted nutritional support with a structured intervention. Within this system, the Nutrifii Renew supplement acts as the specific biochemical tool engineered to optimize this hormonal baseline. Durable, long-term metabolic health is achieved by addressing the hormonal root cause. Check the link in the description to explore the Slenderize system and shift your body from a fat-storing state back into a resilient, optimized machine.